All right, thank you for joining us tonight for the GPAC post-game press conference. We have head coach Mandy Pearson and student-athlete Brooke Olson from the University of Minnesota Duluth. The Bulldogs have won in the 2023 NSIC Women's Basketball Tournament after an 80-74 win over Minnesota State. We will start off with an opening statement from head coach Mandy Pearson and then open it up for any questions. Coach?
One thing about this tournament is that you're always playing unbelievable talent. And, I don't know if you saw Brooke and Mason at the end of the game. They both played a lot of minutes and they were exhausted. And it's just really cool to see their toughness really come out tonight because Mankato, they're talented and they're good. And we got out to an early start and then they turned it up and they forced us. We were playing our game at the beginning and that's why we were able to go on that run. Missed a couple shots, they made a couple shots, and then they got us playing their game. And I thought, I think Mason played 40 minutes.
She did.
Brooke, I don't know what you, Brooke played 34 minutes, which in that type of a game that's a lot of minutes to play. And the toughness that those two specifically showed tonight, and everybody else on our team was awesome, but it was just incredible. And I'm just really, really proud of. You guys are just beasts. It's impressive. It's really impressive to do that for 40 minutes and 34 when you're a 6'2" post player running rim to rim every possession.
Coach, you've had so much success, and I would argue a relatively short amount of time. Is this what you envisioned that you'd be able to do once you arrived here?
Oh goodness, I'm like a one day at a time person. I was just trying to get through the first practice and see what was in store for us. When I took this job, I've never been somebody that just wanted to jump around to a bunch of different jobs, but this was one place where if this job opened, I needed to go for it because I know it's an awesome city to live in, but it's just a place that these players really like to be school-wise. So I had high hopes that we could be successful. I didn't look too far into the future. The first day.
See, you said that you felt like you panicked. I'm just from the outside looking in. It just never seemed like you were worried. In the huddle. They made a big run, and you kind of just gathered everybody, you as well, Brooke, just kind of calming everybody down, like, hey, we got this. Let's run our stuff. Let's run our sets. How much pride do you take in game to game, just being who you are, and never, even when a team like Mankato, they did, I feel like they definitely did speed you guys up, and that's just by virtue of how they play. But it never felt like, even if it showed on the court, in the huddle, you guys just stayed who you are. How do you maintain that, even when things might look like they're getting a little tougher?
We have such strong leaders, and I think, every team's going to have a system. Every place is going to play their style. But our players do a really good job of finding ways to adjust throughout the game to do what we want to do most of the time. And I think it's a lot of it has to do with them just believing in each other and believing that they can do it together. And they really do an excellent job of playing as a team for 40 minutes. And that's a hard thing to do against Mankato because of the way that they play. So you'll see at times, and this has happened in the past, where it's like you get nervous and then all of a sudden it's one person trying to take over, and you didn't see that tonight. And that's just because they trust each other, love each other, and have really good chemistry on and off the floor. It's an incredible group.
I know we were kind of pressed for time down there, but like I asked you down on the floor, it was about 4.5 minutes left, and I think you had just sat and you went right back in. Your breaks were few and far between, I would say, but when you got some rest, that specific, there was a moment there, about 4.5 minutes, and you were in the huddle saying, like, hey, we're good, let's do us, and you were encouraging everyone else to shoot their shot, be confident, but you specifically, it was like you demanded the ball, and I swear to you, it was like 3 or 4 straight possessions. You got the ball, and you didn't think. You just got it and went to score. Did something click for you? Did you kind of notice that even though you were telling your teammates, hey, let's calm down, did you feel like you needed to send a statement, send a message in that moment to kind of encourage your teammates, hey, we've got this, we can win this game?
Honestly, I think that I was talking to myself more than anyone else. I was getting a little hot-headed, and so I was definitely talking to myself more. But our guards had it in for themselves the whole game, and we knew that. That they really pressure in that backcourt, and so I was like, if they get it over the half court, like I got to do my part. I'm just sitting back there while they're taking 10 seconds trying to get the ball over half court, and I'm like, I feel like I'm not doing much. And so at that point, I think Mason came up to me. She's like, you just got to take over and like be strong, be tough, and that was enough for me. Like I knew she played 40 minutes, and she's coming up to me and she's encouraging me to like stay tough. So that really gave me a lot of motivation going forward. And again, I trust every single one of my teammates. And it was a really fun game, but it was also really physical. But I'm really, really glad that we pulled it out.
36 points in kind of, in a history-making game like this. No one's ever three-peated in NSIC history. And, I mean, for you specifically, you've had, one of the most decorated careers, I'd argue, ever in the history of the conference. And then just to kind of put a stamp on it with a 36-point performance today, I know you've given a lot of credit to your teammates, but if you could just talk a little bit about what it's been like your journey to get to this point, the ups and downs, trials and tribulations and stuff like that. Can you just speak a little bit to that?
Yeah, last year was definitely a really tough year for me, and so not even knowing that if I was going to come back or not. But I'm super glad that I did, and that was because of my teammates and the group that we were having coming back, just really encouraging me, and I fell in love with the game again. And so I think that's just kind of been my motto, and just going out there and having fun. Not playing with expectations or anything like that, and never having the pressure on my shoulders like I felt like last year, even though I was putting the pressure on myself. So I'm really glad that I came back, and I'm really glad to do it with this group of girls. I don't think I've ever had as much fun as playing as I have this year. And so we're not done, and so that's a really exciting thing. And I think we're just, again, taking it one day at a time, one game at a time. But I don't think I'd be here without her by my side, helping me through whatever I was going through last year. And then also having my sister here, being a freshman on the team in a red shirt. She's just been someone that I've been able to hold on to, and she motivates me. She's in the huddle being like, you're good, you were good, or like telling me things that she sees. She has a really good coach's mentality. And so, again, I can't talk about me because it's all my teammates. That's why I play. Cool. So it's great.
You could say one nice thing about yourself. This kid is a beast. Look at her. She makes me look like a good coach. She does
you are one.
Coach, just my basketball mind probably pales in comparison to yours, but I'm in awe when, just your demeanor, your presence. It's like, and I don't mean this in a bad way. It's like you walk and you talk, you present yourself like you're good. You've got a good team, and that you can lead this team. So now that you've done something that's never been done before, you've completed this three-peat, the target on your back is only going to grow, right? So now that you've done this, now that it's all set and now you look forward to, the NCAA tournament and things like that, just in terms of how the NSIC is going to come at you, how do you deal with this, target on your back? It's going to grow. I'm sure it was huge this year. It's going to get even bigger. How do you manage that?
Every year is different. I've been coaching, which I can't believe it, but I think this is my 16th year as a head coach, and it doesn't matter what year it is. Every year is completely different than the last. Your leadership changes, people grow and adapt, and so, my focus is always just at the beginning of the year, what do we have? What is the personality of our team? How successful can we be? What's our ceiling, and how do we get there? I'm not worried about. That's literally those are my focuses, and I think that I've been really lucky to have leaders that are very similar. You're looking at this kid, I don't know, but allegedly the best player in the country right now, and she comes back better every single year, and that's going to be our goal. When after we go and make a run in the tournament, we start our postseason. Now it's going to be, how do we get better so that next year we can be the best version of ourselves? I think that's where you go with that.
All right, guys. Just congratulations, obviously, and really that's kind of all I have. But just if any final thoughts, obviously this isn't the end, but this is always what you play for. You play to win your conference, and you guys have done that. So just any final thoughts on these past 4 days or just this season in general?
I think just thanking the NSIC and putting on this. It's our favorite week of the year, arguably, and so just having us and putting on such a great event, it's I will say that it's probably the best in the country, and I would go head to head with anyone who says differently. So just thank you for that.
I'm just having fun. I'm enjoying this. So, yeah, it's a fun tournament. It's fun to watch these knuckleheads just have a blast and get better. So hopefully we can make a good run here.
Yeah.
In pro football, they always ask, where do you go next? And obviously, you've got a lot to play for yet in the NCAA tournament, but what does the next couple days look like to really take this in and enjoy this win?
Brooke will probably live in an ice bath.
Yeah, true.
You know what? We're going to go support our men's team, and it would be incredible if that group could win. I mean, from the staff to the players, we couldn't ask for, a better men's program to, be alongside. Like, they're incredible. So we're excited to go cheer them on. We'll get on the bus, and I'm going to ask Brooke and Mason, how much time do you need to recover? They're probably going to tell me a week. That's not going to happen.
Yep.
But we've got to recover. I've got to start watching film, getting ready for the NCAAs, and we'll go from there. Recovery.
Hopefully he's trying to get like you, Coach.
Gosh.
Trying to get like you.
Yeah, hopefully some rest days and then studying a lot. Trying to get caught up with some studying. So
Do you study?
for biochem, yeah.
Coach, Brooke, thank you so much for your time on today's GPAC post-game press conference, and good luck in the NCAA tournament.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.